Welcome to Accepting Life, where we help you navigate the world of wealth and status. In today's world, intelligence is highly valued and respected. It's no wonder why people often strive to appear intelligent and knowledgeable, even if they aren't. Unfortunately, there are many individuals out there who try to pass off as smart when they really aren't. These individuals may lack critical thinking skills, the ability to form original thoughts, and may rely on regurgitating information they've heard from others. So how can you spot these fake intelligent people in your life? In this guide, we'll explore some common traits of fake intelligence and provide tips on how to identify them. Whether you're looking to avoid these individuals or simply improve your own critical thinking skills, this guide will give you the tools you need to spot fake intelligence in someone. Nothing inflates your ego more than the illusion that you're the smartest in the room. It gives a sense of superiority, a feeling of being special and important. However, in many cases, people pretend to be smart to feel this way, and in doing so, they exhibit certain behaviors that indicate they are faking it. These are signs that someone is faking being smart. They tell you their IQ. Stephen Hawking once said, "People who boast about their IQ are losers." It's in the same realm as, if you need to tell people you are the king, you're not really the king. The first thing a fake smart person does is to make everyone aware of their supposed intellect. They'll bring it up even when it's not related to the conversation, just to establish superiority over others. They believe IQ is the only measure of someone's worth, so they'll go to great lengths to seem like they have a high IQ. They will casually slide it into the conversation like they didn't even notice, and if no one seems to care, they'll do it again until someone takes note. In reality, there are no circumstances where knowing the IQ of someone is relevant, but fake smart people will argue against this every single time. They use all the buzzwords and technical language. You might hear a fake smart person say something like, "Due to the current precipitation event exhibiting characteristics consistent with liquid precipitation, it's advisable to utilize the portable device designed to provide protection from said precipitation, such as an umbrella." In normal speech, people would say, "It's raining outside." Fake smart people love to use technical language and jargon at every opportunity, and when no one understands what they are saying, they dumb it down to a ridiculous level. They give overcomplicated explanations to simple things. Conversations with fake smart people have no end because they feel the need to overcomplicate everything. They use obscure references and convoluted language to talk about simple stuff like what brand of coffee they are feeling like. They love going on unrelated tangents that only confuse those who are listening to them. They take pride when no one understands them because, in their eyes, that's a sign that others are not at their level. They can't relate to people below them. Fake smart people believe they are built differently, on another level. It's only natural to hang out with people of their caliber, and they feel like talking to people who they consider below them is a chore. They'll let those people know, patronizingly. They'll make others feel small and unimportant, speak over them, deny their claims with no backup, and be overall dismissive. They're experts in everything. Fake smart people believe they are experts on the surface level of everything. They read all the headlines and believe they know everything. They have really strong opinions and will quickly judge those who don't agree with them. They believe their opinions are correct, and if someone doesn't agree with them, it's because they are not educated enough to understand why their point of view is the correct one. There's an epidemic of surface knowledge that plagues the internet nowadays. Everyone thinks they are an expert in anything after like a 5-minute Google search. But when you question them, well, you'll see they are not as smart as they make themselves out to be. Fake intelligence is a common phenomenon that can be observed in many individuals. These people often pretend to be smart and knowledgeable, but in reality, they lack true intelligence and critical thinking skills. It can be frustrating and even dangerous to interact with fake smart individuals, as they may provide misleading information, make poor decisions, or engage in manipulative behavior. To spot fake intelligence in someone, it is important to pay attention to certain signs and behaviors. For instance, fake smart individuals tend to rely on regurgitated ideas and opinions from others instead of forming their own thoughts and beliefs. They may also lack the ability to reflect on their own thinking process and change their minds when presented with new information or evidence. Another common characteristic of fake smart individuals is their inflated ego and sensitivity. They may have a strong desire to be seen as the smartest person in the room and may become defensive or confrontational when challenged or corrected. They may hold grudges for a long time and seek revenge against those who they feel have wronged them. To further identify fake intelligence, it is crucial to look for inconsistencies in their knowledge or behavior. For example, they may claim to be an expert in a particular field but struggle to answer basic questions about it. Alternatively, they may make grandiose claims or promises but fail to deliver on them. Spotting fake intelligence in someone requires careful observation and analysis of their behavior and characteristics. By being aware of these signs, one can avoid falling for manipulative tactics and misinformation and instead engage with genuinely intelligent and thoughtful individuals. They get defensive when challenged. Fake smart people are often insecure about their intelligence and knowledge, and so they are very protective of their reputation as being smart. When faced with someone who is actually intelligent and knowledgeable, they feel threatened and immediately go into defensive mode. They realize that they can't fool this person, so they start looking for ways out of the argument. They might use phrases like, "Let's agree to disagree," or "I don't have time for this," in the hopes that the other person will leave them alone. They see any challenge to their authority as a direct threat to their self-image, and so they react defensively. They annoy you when they can't win an argument. When fake smart people realize that they can't win an argument with someone who is actually knowledgeable, they resort to being as annoying as possible. They hope that the other person will get frustrated and give up, which allows the fake smart person to claim victory by default. At the first sign of frustration on your part, they might say things like, "Why are you getting so worked up about this?" in order to shift the focus away from the argument and onto your emotions. In their minds, if you get frustrated, it means that you are wrong, which allows them to claim victory. They correct others over trivial mistakes. Fake smart people are often more concerned with appearing smart than actually being smart. They will go out of their way to point out trivial mistakes that nobody cares about, just to show off their supposed knowledge. For example, they might interrupt someone just to correct their grammar, even if the person is speaking in a non-native language. They might follow up their correction with a condescending smiley face emoji to make sure that you know that they caught you red-handed. They are impossible to argue with. Fake smart people don't really engage in arguments, because they see themselves as being infallible. They will explain to you why they are right and you are wrong, and no amount of evidence or backup will change their mind. They have an arsenal of tools to detect any kind of argumentation and deflect it, to the point where you would rather talk to a wall than talk to them. They are not interested in having a genuine discussion or learning something new. They just want to prove that they are smarter than you. They criticize what they don't understand. Fake smart people are often quick to dismiss anything that they don't understand as being stupid or irrelevant. If they can't wrap their brains around what's happening, they assume that it must be unimportant. For example, if a new technology or concept comes around that they don't understand, they won't bother to look into it, but they will give you their unsolicited opinion on why it's actually really bad and nobody should ever use it. They are not willing to admit that they don't know something, so they will criticize it instead. They downplay the importance of things they are not aware of. Fake smart people are often closed-minded and resistant to new ideas or concepts. If something hasn't come up on their radar, they assume that it must be unimportant or irrelevant. They might say things like, "Oh, I don't bother with that," or "I've never heard of it," as a way of dismissing anything that they are not familiar with. They downplay anything that they haven't formed an opinion about, because they don't have a clear thinking process and are not willing to engage in critical thinking or learning. Fake smart individuals often struggle to explain their thinking process because they lack original thoughts. Instead, their ideas are simply recycled opinions from others they consider to be intelligent. They may never admit this and only express opinions on topics that their role models have already discussed. This highlights their inability to think critically and independently. It is important to note that genuine intelligence requires the ability to think for oneself and develop original ideas. People who lack introspection and analytical thinking are typically resistant to change. They are not able to change their views because they rely on the opinions of others to form their own beliefs. When faced with new information that contradicts their beliefs, they may become defensive and refuse to reconsider their position. These individuals are often compared to flat earthers who refuse to acknowledge scientific evidence that the earth is not flat. They may be unable to change their own minds and require outside influence to do so. Individuals with overinflated egos can be challenging to deal with as they often lack self-awareness and sensitivity towards others. They feel entitled and will go to great lengths to assert their dominance and prove themselves as the main character in any situation. These individuals are often referred to as Karens, who are quick to demand special treatment, escalate minor issues, and create unnecessary conflict. Their egos may prevent them from seeing the perspectives of others and limit their ability to form healthy relationships. Easily offended individuals tend to hold grudges and seek revenge when they feel slighted. They often remember minor offenses for years and will harbor resentment towards those who they feel have wronged them. They may create a list of individuals who they plan to get back at, even for minor offenses. This attitude can be harmful to their mental health and relationships, as they may become consumed by negative emotions and lose sight of what is truly important. In summary, fake smart individuals, those who lack introspection, individuals with overinflated egos, and easily offended people can be difficult to deal with in various situations. These attitudes can lead to unproductive interactions and negative outcomes. It is important to recognize these tendencies in ourselves and others and work to develop more positive and constructive behaviors. Spotting fake intelligence in someone can be challenging, but it is not impossible. By paying attention to their behavior, thought process, and communication skills, you can determine whether someone is genuinely intelligent or just pretending to be. Remember to keep an open mind and not judge others solely based on their intelligence level. It is also essential to continue learning and expanding your own knowledge to avoid falling into the trap of fake intelligence. By doing so, you can cultivate genuine intelligence and contribute positively to the world around you. We'll see you back here again. Thank you for watching this video Accepting Life. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community.